Alright, so here's the thing. Everybody knows that every GoPro made after the Hero 4 has audio quality. So here I have a Zoom H1n portable audio recorder. I have a PowerDewise lapel mic. I have an Editage 001 mic and a fur cover for the Zoom H1n and fur covers for both of the other mics. So I'm going to take these to my local trails and attach the H1n recorder to my chest mount. And first I'm going to test the onboard microphones of the recorder itself, and then I'll test the PowerDewise mic and the Editage mic connected to the input jack of the H1n. I'm going to be repeating the same stretch of trail following the same line with each individual device so that we can have a fair comparison of the three microphones and decide which one sounds best for mountain biking. So why did I choose the H1n recorder over the H1? And the reason is because it has a limiter feature. I'll show you why that's important later in the video. The lack of a limiter is the reason why I wouldn't recommend using your phone to capture action audio. And it's also the reason why non-GoPro specific mics, when used directly with the GoPro, don't deal with wind noise too well. Other reasons are that the H1n is very lightweight, you can mount it anywhere you can mount a GoPro, and it can be used directly with your computer via USB. As a matter of fact, I recorded this voiceover with this microphone. Alright, so let's get started on the test, starting first with the GoPro in the wind and stereo setting. So the Zoom H1n with the wind muff does a great job blocking out wind noise, and it gives very clean trail chatter, albeit slightly muted. The PowerDewise lav mic also does a decent job blocking out the wind noise, and it provides a more full sounding trail chatter. The Editage 001 starts off sounding very detailed, but gets quickly overwhelmed by the wind. The limiter on the H1n is the only thing stopping your ears from exploding right now. I'm going to let you listen to the sound of the PowerDewise and Editage mics without the limiter on the H1n recorder turned on, and you'll see why it's an important feature. If you're wearing headphones, I recommend lowering your volume now. And that's why you shouldn't use your phone as a recorder, and why many external mics don't provide good action sound when plugged into the GoPro, unless specifically designed for it, like the Sennheiser MKE2 for the GoPro 4, for example. I'm still leaning towards the PowerDewise mic having more oomph. Now the sound of the trail chatter isn't enough to decide which audio solution to choose. We also have to test the mic's ability to pick up dialogue at a distance.
Mic test, 1, 2, 3. 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 Mic test, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so the Zoom seems too quiet. The PowerDewise is a bit better, and the Editage, although it picks up my voice very well, it seems to pick up every neighbor's mower in a 5-mile radius. Now, let's try normalizing the audio for all the mics and then compare, since in real-world situations, everyone normalizes their audio in post. How to do all this audio tweaking in post is for another video on another day, and it's something you should do no matter your audio source. But for now, we're focused on choosing the best mic from the available options.
Mic test, 1, 2, 3. 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 Mic test, 1, 2, 3.
So the Zoom H1n is still quieter than the rest, even when they're all set to the same level. It hardly picks up the noise of my neighbor's ACs and mowers running, which translates to doesn't get trail noise. The PowerDewise and Editage now sound similar when equalized, but we know the Editage doesn't do well with wind, so it seems the PowerDewise wins here. Now I'll show you some preview clips from my upcoming video at the Blue Mountain Bike Park in Ontario, using the PowerDewise mic and some minor tweaks.
Hey there.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Well, dude, just do it again. It's good, clean fun.
Yep.
Have a good one.
You too. That filter is rough. There's a blue trail and it's freaking rough as hell. You can imagine the black trails are freaking psychotic. Just take the left.
Oh my god.
No, don't go this way. Go. There. Oh.
I'm very happy with the result of the sound. You can clearly hear the people at a distance, the trail chatter is very lively, and the wind noise is virtually non-existent. Of course, I tweaked it a little in Adobe Premiere Pro, which I'll get to in a minute. I started on this quest for better sound when I initially considered buying a GoPro 4 with the Sennheiser MKE2 Elements mic, but I opted for this instead, and for half the price and a lighter package, I couldn't be happier. It might not be waterproof, but here in the States, riding on wet trails is frowned upon. And I now keep the recorder in my waist bag with the PowerDewise Lav mic clipped to my chest harness, so it's safe from the elements. It's not chargeable, but the AAA batteries can last up to 10 hours of continuous recording. I still keep a couple AAA batteries with me when I ride, just in case. Okay, so now I'm quickly going to take you through my whole process. From the setup of the recording devices, tailored for action video, the easiest way to sync your audio with your GoPro footage, and my secret sauce post-processing that I do in Adobe Premiere. Don't worry, it's super easy. Alright, first, set the dial on the Zoom H1n to 6. Any higher and the audio will be too loud and it will clip. Any lower and the device raises the noise floor. We don't want that. We want the cleanest audio we can get. And if you're planning to use another mic other than the PowerDewise, make sure it's an omnidirectional mic, so it picks up all the sound around you and not just your voice or whatever it's pointing at. Place the mic mid-torso. It's the sweet spot for getting the sound of your bike and trail chatter, and ensuring your voice isn't too loud when you talk at the top of your lungs while blasting through your local trails. Okay, so this is the easiest way to sync your audio with your GoPro footage. Let's go ahead and put some GoPro footage onto the timeline and the audio track that goes with it. After I click record on both devices, I clap 3 times so that later in post, I can see 3 spikes in the waveforms of both the GoPro audio and the new audio. Now all you have to do is zoom in all the way near those spikes and line them up. There you go. Now just trim off the extra at the beginning and at the end of your new audio track. After you've trimmed off the extra, select your GoPro footage, right click and click unlink, and then you can click on the GoPro audio track and delete it. Now go ahead and select your footage with your new audio track, right click and link those together. And there you go, you've now replaced your old awful GoPro audio with your new better audio.
All right. So next trail, race and run. Do you want to go first?
Alright, time for the secret sauce. I have a few clips here that I'm going to be using to show you the result of the audio effect that I'm going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and start. In the effects panel on the left, you want to search for the multiband compressor. You're going to go ahead and drag it into your audio track. Alright, now let's click edit and this thing pops up. Bunch of doohickeys, but don't worry, I'm going to help you out. Alright, so first thing you'll notice is everything is set to 0, even though the preset is set to broadcast. This is just a bug in the software. All you have to do is switch into another preset and go back into broadcast, and there you go, everything is adjusted. So, let's see the result of this. First, I'm going to show you this clip without the preset.
Do you want to go first?
I think I'll go first this time.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
All right.
Fine, enjoy.
Yeah.
Alright, you can tell that my wife's voice is just a tad bit quiet. So let's turn it on and see what happens.
You want to go first?
I think I'll go first this time.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
All right.
Fine, enjoy.
Yeah.
Much better. It boosted the vocals without making anything too loud. Alright, so you can pretty much run with this setup, but there's a few tweaks that I like to make specific to mountain biking, because we don't want any of the sounds to be too harsh or any sounds to be too loud, too bassy, or not bassy enough. We basically just want to improve the vocals at a distance and the sound of the trails and to keep the wind minimized. So I'm going to show you some of the changes I make. I'm not going to explain what does what and how it works. That might be for another video at another time. Right now I just want to save you the hassle and give you the best possible sound you can have. Alright, so let's start with margin here on the right. Set that to -5. Uncheck the brick wall limiter. The gain here under the purple section, just set that to 0. Here on the far left, on the blue section, the thresh, set that to -30. And the ratio, set it from 3:1 to 4:1. And that is it. Now, let's save this as a preset so you can apply this to all of your clips whenever you want. So let's right click here on the left on multiband compressor in the effect controls and click save preset, and let's just name it ASDF for now. and click OK. So now when you're finished with your project, you're finished editing and putting everything together, you can just go ahead and select all of your GoPro footage with the new audio that you synced and just drag that preset that's going to be right here under presets right onto there. And there you go, you're all set. The already really good sound with the Zoom H1n and PowerDewise Lav Mic combo is going to be greatly improved. Just to really clarify what the multiband compressor does, it basically makes the quieter parts of the audio louder while keeping the loud parts from being too loud. Like in the case of quiet, distant voices being raised while keeping my voice at the same level. If I simply raise the volume, then my voice would be too loud. Also, mic choice is important. I can't boost or tweak frequencies that aren't there or fix a mic that is bad in wind. But if you have a good mic that picks up everything clearly, but you want to minimize the difference between the loud and quiet noises, then you can use the multiband compressor. So if you already use a good mic with a good wind muff, but you want it to sound like an expensive action mic, then you can use that preset that I showed you, or better yet, learn how to tweak it. I ended up learning how to tweak what and how just from making this video. I initially was going to end it at the mic choice, but because of this video, I can now take a clip of a group of people talking on the trail and boost their vocals any which way I want. I really hope someone finds this video useful. You wouldn't believe the amount of trial and error and research it took me to get to this. So if you did find this useful, like and subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna go ride my bike now.
That is rough on the bike.